What's up, friends? It's me, Sydney T. Welcome back to my channel, and as you can see, today I'm going to be taking you through a full day of eating. So hopefully you will get some recipe inspo from this, but I'll be taking you along a day in the life, showing you all my meals and all that fun stuff. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing that I always do in the mornings is I drink a 28-ounce glass of water, and I do use a Berkey filter because the water here in California is pretty hard, so I do like to be sure that it's filtered. So I start by pouring myself up a glass of water. You could put some lemon or cucumber in there if you wanted to. Typically, I just do it plain, room temperature, so I drink that before I caffeinate. Okay, so once I finish up my water, I pick out my coffee flavor for the day. I work with the brand Coffee Over Cardio. I do have a discount code for them, so I will put that in the description box below. But today I went with the salted caramel flavor of the ground coffee. And then, because who doesn't love some creamer, I use the Trader Joe's coconut and almond creamer in my cute little Target mug. So I do about 2 tablespoons of that, just a full serving of the creamer. And then what I will do is I will actually microwave my creamer for about 30 seconds before I brew the coffee over it. My coffee, I just like it really hot. So I will do that. And then I will take this little reusable K-cup, and then I will put the coffee grounds into the reusable K-cup. And then I will put that into my Keurig. Obviously, you could also do this in a regular coffee maker. Actually, that's a lie. I do have a regular coffee maker. I'm just a little bit lazy, so I just use my Keurig. So I do that, and then I take that and I brew the coffee over it. I typically do a 10-ounce strong cup. That's just what I prefer to get me going in the morning. Video featuring my cute little thing from Home Goods. Okay, so now we have our coffee brewing. Yes, I really need to clean the back of my Keurig, but we will brew the coffee, and then I add half of a stevia pack into it. And then what I do is I take a milk frother, and then I will froth all of that up. It makes it a little bit foamy on the top, and it just blends it all together nicely. So then I will take my little coffee over, and I will go ahead and do my morning routine. All right, so now we are going to move on to breakfast, which more often than not is my protein oats. So I start with about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of quick cooking oats. You can get any brand that you want. I kind of just pick a random one from whatever store that I'm at. And then what I do is I add water just above the oats, so just enough to where they're all covered. And then I will microwave that for 1 minute. So after I microwave that for a minute, I will stir it up just a little bit, and then I will put it back into the microwave for about 30 seconds. That's one of the keys to thick oats, is you heat it up a little bit and then you stir it, and then you heat it up a little bit more. So we're going to put that back in there for another 30 seconds. So once we do it for 30 more seconds, we are going to add some protein powder. So I use this Vegan Power Pro iced oatmeal cookie, and I will say that the protein powder you use makes a huge difference in how well it cooks, as well as the thickness, the consistency, all that fun stuff. And you know what? If oats aren't thick, girl, I don't want them. So this is my go-to protein for my oats. And then I do a little splash of pure vanilla extract, and we got a little bit big of a splash, but hey, it did the job. So now we're going to stir all of that up. And for the icing on the cake, if you will, sunflower butter. I do a no sugar added one. You can do whatever you want, or whatever nut butter you want, but I add about 1 tablespoon of that. And then, because I like to burn my mouth with everything, I heat it up for 30 more seconds. And there we have my protein oats, you guys. This is literally one of my favorite things ever. I have it literally every single day. It is so good. I will link the protein below for you guys. Then I'm also taking my fish oil and my multivitamin. So now we're bringing everything over to my little table that I typically eat at, and I always put my hair up to eat. I don't know if I'm the only one, but your girl's got to do that, or else I get really annoyed. Okay, so now just enjoying my oats, you guys. These are so thick. Y'all have to try them. I will put the recipe and the protein below, like I said. So with my breakfast, typically I eat around 10:30 or 11 a.m. That is not the only correct time to eat. That's just what works best for my schedule. I don't typically really get hungry until then, so I'll drink my coffee in the mornings, do my morning routine, work a little bit, go on a walk, and then I will eat breakfast. So here we go. We have my oatmeal cleared out. So next thing I did this day actually was I went to meet a friend down at the beach. So we had a nice little park day on the grass area up here. All right, so we're back home now. We're moving on to lunch. So this is a really quick, easy go-to lunch for me on a normal day. So we have tomato basil rice cakes, and we're gonna do some turkey on there as well as some Trader Joe's eggplant hummus. We're gonna get some nutrients in on the side, so some mushrooms, some zucchini with a little bit of grass-fed butter. And I typically just saute that in a pan. And then we have some Trader Joe's yogurt with some fresh strawberries. So that's gonna be lunch. So this is a Sunday and I had a little bit more time, so I went ahead and sauteed up these veggies. But during the week when I'm going for just a little bit of a quicker lunch, what I will do is I'll either already have something prepped or I'll do something quicker on the side, like a little side salad with some dressing or something like that instead. But again, I had time today, so might as well. Okay, moving on to little rice cake setup. And you guys, I'm so obsessed with these. I go to Target every single week and I load up on them. If you had not had tomato basil rice cakes, girl, you are missing out. Please go get yourself some. I literally keep a stockpile up in my pantry because I never want to run out. So that's what we did there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our eggplant hummus. You can do whatever hummus you want. If you don't like hummus, you can literally do anything that you want on these, but the flavor of the rice cake alone is really good. The hummus just gives it just a little something extra. And I don't know what it is about this particular hummus. It's just like one of my all-time favorites. Then we're going to add our protein. So we're doing a little bit of smoked turkey breast. You guys could also do like a tuna packet, do whatever you want. I kind of go back and forth between turkey and tuna typically during the week. So we're going to add that on. And if you've never done something like this combo before, don't knock it till you try it. I promise you, it's fire. So just cooking up the veggies a little bit. We're about to add some grass-fed butter. Don't be scared of a little bit of butter. We all know it makes things taste better. So add you just a little bit of butter. It's not going to kill you. Cook up those veggies, add some seasonings. I am going to be using my Icon Meals seasoning, and today I chose the cheddar bacon flavor because why not? So now we're going to be cutting up our berries to add into our yogurt. And on top of the strawberries, I am doing the rest of the stevia packet from this morning. I've always just loved doing this. I don't really know why. So then I'm going to add these into the coconut cream Trader Joe's yogurt. That yogurt is also fire. And then once the veggies are done cooking, we're going to transfer that into a bowl. If you wanted to be more efficient and like not use a bowl and a plate, you could. I kind of just did it so that it looked pretty for you guys. But that's gonna be our full meal. We got all three parts here. So we've got our rice cakes with the hummus and the turkey. We've got our yogurt and the berries. And then, we've got our little nutrient bowl over here with the zucchini and the mushrooms. And there you have yourself a super quick, super easy, and super tasty lunch. This is lunch and it is 3 p.m. So if y'all have never had tomato basil rice cakes, this combo, man, I'm telling you. So fire. All right, and while we're here, does anybody else put their hair up every time they eat? Because I literally have to. I don't know why. It's just what I do. And by the way, I sit here because I moved here recently. I don't have a table yet over there to sit at, so I just sit on my floor. I really prefer to do my meals bigger, so I kind of like to combine snacks with meals. Now this does very much so depend on the day. If there's a day where I feel like being more snacky, I'll do that. There's no wrong or right. It's just kind of what works for my schedule, what I have found best works for me. You do you, girl. This is kind of typically how I like to do it. Quick reminder for my girls out there while y'all watch me eat my meal, fuel your body. Your body does so much for you. Don't be scared to fuel it. I used to be so scared I would stay at or under 1,200 calories, but guys, fuel your body. It deserves it. Okay, so we're moving on to dinner now, and we have a little stuffed pita. So we're gonna be making a homemade baked falafel to fill the pita with. I'm also having some eggs and egg whites on the side, literally just for some extra protein. But as far as the falafel, what you're going to need is a can of chickpeas, some tahini, coconut flour, and then seasonings of choice. So the first step here is going to be setting your oven, and we are going to do about 375 degrees. And now we're going to drain and rinse this can of chickpeas. So you can just put it in a little drainer, put some water over it, shake it out, and you should be good to go there. You're also going to need a food processor for this recipe. So we're going to start by putting our chickpeas into the food processor, and then we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of tahini, and I will put the recipe in the description box as well, but we're going to add our tahini in, and then after that we're going to take our coconut flour and we are going to do a tablespoon of that into the food processor as well. Another great addition that you could add into here is some chopped kale or something else just to give it a little something extra, but I didn't have any, so this is what we're working with tonight. Add whatever seasonings that you want. This is literally just about all that I had, so we're going to do that. And then we are going to chop it up. So what you do whenever you process it, or what I like to do, is I will process it for a little bit and then I will pause it and I'll like push the sides down, which you guys will see here in a second, just to be sure that I'm getting everything. So as you can see here, I'm like pushing the sides down so that it gets all those top pieces that weren't getting hit with the blades. And then I will finish up processing that until it forms an easy to put together thing that I can mold into little patties, as you can see here. So with this recipe, you can make about 9 small falafels. So once you get all of them rolled out into the shapes that you want, you are going to put these into the oven for about 15 minutes, and then we'll take them out later and flip them over to do the other side. All right, now we're gonna make a little filling for our pita. So we're gonna use cucumber, tomato, onion, and olive oil. So chopping up the cucumbers here, and then I'll be chopping up the onions. And I think I used a little too much onion for this recipe. I think I probably should have used about 1/4 of what I did. So just a little heads up for you guys. But we're gonna chop all of that up, and then we're going to transfer all of that into a bowl. And this is a little chopping technique I learned in a cooking class I took in college. So you like use the top part of your palm. Anyways, so we are going to put this into a bowl, and then we're going to add our olive oil into this next. I'm using the Trader Joe's garlic olive oil. You could absolutely use a plain olive oil as well for this. It is totally up to you. So we're going to add that, and then we're going to mix that together. Oh yeah, I forgot. I also added a little bit of sea salt in there. So we're going to mix that together, and that's going to be part of the stuffing for our pita. So we're flipping over our falafels now, and as you guys will see, we almost made it without breaking any of them, but of course there has to be the one that breaks. But we're going to continue with that, and then we are going to put these, like I said, back into the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes. So now I'm just cooking up 2 eggs and some egg whites on the side. Again, just wanted a little bit more protein in this meal. It doesn't really go with the meal, but realistic full day of eating for you. So now we're gonna take our pita, we're going to cut it in half, and then I like to brown mine a little bit on a pan. And now our falafels are done as well here. So for this particular recipe tonight, I'm just gonna be using 3 of them. And here's my beautiful eggs that don't go with the meal, and our beautiful pita getting brown on the pan. All right, so once that's done, we're going to stuff it. So I'm doing a little bit of spring mix in here, and then I'm gonna use the falafel and the little filling that we made. Another thing that would be really good on here is some kind of sauce. I didn't have any. You could do like tzatziki, a dressing, whatever you wanted, but I didn't have any, so this is what we're working with. But this is the finished product here, and it looks beautiful. We have our little stuffed falafel, pita, and cucumber salad, and our eggs that don't go with the meal. Hey guys, here we go. Taste test. This looks so good. Here we go. Okay. We're on to something. That's so good. It's like, with a little cucumber tomato salad and the falafel and the pita. You know, this would be really good with some sauce on it, but I don't even have any sauce right now. that would be good with it, but that's good. So after dinner every night, I also take a greens powder supplement. So I'm just putting some cold water. The cold water is key. And then I'm going to add 2 scoops of this greens powder, which I do have a free shipping link for this. It's from the same company of the vegan protein that I used in my breakfast. So I will just put that below in the description box as well. But I do 2 scoops of this. It just helps me with digestion. It helps me get a bigger variety of greens. And it just makes me feel good and healthy. You absolutely don't have to have this to be healthy, but it's something that I've been taking every night for a couple of years now at this point. I swear I see so many full days of eating where people like eat dinner and then the next clip is them like, okay, bye. And I'm like, wait, do you not eat dessert? Like what? So we're gonna make a quick little dessert. I just try to make healthier versions of the things that I love. Totally fine with having the more like indulgent things every now and then, but for the most part, since I have the biggest sweet tooth, I don't know the last time that I did not eat a dessert before bed. Like I always have to have something sweet after dinner. So I just make healthier options. So that is what I'm about to show you guys. All right, so I decided to make some of my favorite little protein cookie dough. And with this, we have protein powder, powdered peanut butter, we have sugar-free Jell-O mix. I actually like the cheesecake one the best. And then we have some dark chocolate chips. As far as the protein, the type really does matter. Again, I'm using that same vegan protein here, just in a different flavor. So we're going to add all of this. So we have our vanilla protein powder. And then I'm going to be adding in the PB Fit. I just do about a tablespoon here. And then we're gonna do the sugar-free Jell-O mix. Again, I actually really like the cheesecake one the best, but we used vanilla tonight. And then these are dark chocolate stevia sweetened chocolate chips. So I'm gonna add some of those in there as well. So a little bit of water, and then we're gonna continue to add water to mix until it's the texture that we want. I also like to refrigerate mine for a little bit after as well. But that is the finished product. It is super tasty. Please don't knock it till you try it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. So that is going to conclude this full day of eating. Like I said, that's not the exact way or the exact things that I eat every single day. It kind of changes day to day what I'm craving, as well as just my schedule for the day. But I still hope that this gave you some good ideas. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe below so that you don't miss future videos. Comment below if you want to see anything specific, but I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I hope you got some good ideas, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!